was just saying how the team he's coaching is very different from the one he was hired to coach. Can you picture in any way what that might be like?
I have no idea. No idea what that looks like. Yeah, it's a tough um, deal as you come into a situation and you see it one way and you prepare for it to be um, one way with certain guys, and then slowly but surely things change and you turn into a team that he has now, which is a team of young guys who are playing really hard and but don't have the same experience and don't have the same kind of know-how that those other guys had, as well as the explosiveness that Lillard has. To not have him makes it really hard. So yeah, the shift of the mindset is a beast as you're going through it. But looking back on it from my perspective, it really does make you better because you're able to adapt and you're able to prepare for one thing and then pivot and prepare for another thing and keep it moving.
It's a little different, your team this year from the end of last year, in that these are all guys under contract and you drafted and so on. But is it rewarding? You'd rather have 50, 60 wins, but is it rewarding just to help guys develop?
Yeah, it's definitely rewarding. I mean, to see the growth of these guys is what you coach for. And it's not always the wins and the losses that give you the joy. It's the improvement of guys. It's the maturity that these guys acquire along the way. And we have seen that this season with a bunch of our guys.
John was saying a little bit ago, you just talked to Chauncey about this.
Yep.
Too, but you take the job and they still had Harden and Westbrook at that point, and then things kind of go sideways, but then the season goes. But do you feel like kind of for you as being a head coach for the first time, having a team where it's all young guys, you're not necessarily worried about like competing for the playoffs, do you think that kind of helped you as a rookie head coach kind of get your feet wet to be able to just sort of like try out different lineups and try different stuff out and try to kind of work on different things as a coach and not have to be judged every single lineup?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously you want to have a team that can win 60 games but yeah, to have to figure it out and to adapt and to kind of change your way of thinking is important as a coach, and to not kind of have one way of doing things and then when all of a sudden you're not winning 60 games kind of like, and you're 5 years into your career, it's like, now what do I do? So yeah, there's a lot of learning and a lot of growth on the coaching side of it when you have to do it so quickly and you have to adapt so quickly and you have to change the way that you coach. With vets, my training camp last year was very different than my training camp this year. And it was a result of guys last year. Yeah, we got that. Let's move on to the next thing, to where this year it's, oh wow, I've never seen that before. let's stay on that and let's keep kind of harping on those things. So when you're teaching young kids and you have a young team, you do have to kind of get to the teaching points more readily than you do with the older guys, because they already know it. You're really working with a blank slate as opposed to guys who are comfortable with NBA terminology or NBA coverages or switching from one coverage to the other, or all those things that come with the veteran team.
I guess sort of building. I mean, we ask players all the time, like, what have you gotten better? What do you think is the biggest thing that you've gotten better at as a coach from last year when you were a head coach for the first time to now?
Yeah, I guess the thing that I've gotten better at, that's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, because it's hard to know whether it's just experience that has made me more comfortable kind of working with the group, or is it, you know, tactically, are things that have improved because of situations that we've gone through. I guess I would say my patience has has increased. Um, when I first got here, I was just like ready to like take on the world and win and all of that. And it changed to where, you know, you can't take losses so hard and you have to look for small victories, and you have to look towards the growth of these guys as the priority. And there's a lot of patience that comes along with that. And that's not, I wouldn't say that's not my nature, but that's not the nature of being a coach, really. Like, especially in the NBA, where it's you're in the win business, and you win or you lose. Where um, in this situation, you just have to be patient and wait for these guys to get more experience, and understand that there's going to be mistakes made, and understand that there's going to be growing pains along with it, and keep the group moving in the right direction.